Woah Viral. Hello, I'm Band Jazz, and welcome to Woah Viral, the place to get amazed. It's time to take a trip across the world and delve into the weirdest foods humans like to chow down. If only everything was about a tasty breakfast, but traveling is about getting to know the traditions and differences between cultures. The next dishes I will show you may not look so tasty, even weird and bizarre, or maybe dangerous to outsiders, but in all cases, the kind of foods we are about to dig into are all considered delicacies in their countries. Take this as a public service and an education to save you from shock when you come across these 10 bizarre foods around the world. Number 1. Huitlacoche, the native word for corn smut. Huitlacoche doesn't look very tasty, but in this case, looks can be deceiving. When Aztec farmers found blue-black spores overtaking their corn, they rejoiced themselves. This was Huitlacoche, which is corn infected with a pathogenic fungus named Ustilago miatis, which gives a rich, mushroom-like flavor and makes for an excellent quesadilla filling. While it's technically a plant disease, corn smut is a prized ingredient in Mexican cuisine, and an infected cob is worth significantly more than a regular one. The bulbous blue-black galls that grow hold the flavor of the corn, but also they contribute to a nutty, mushroom-like taste that makes it unique. Number 2. Fried spiders. We are preconditioned to think of spiders as scary and poisonous, belonging on Halloween decorations, not dinner plates. But this is a regional delicacy popular in Cambodia. After digging them out of the ground, tarantulas need to have their fangs removed. They need to be washed and burned to remove hair, prepared by soaking the tarantula in species, sugar, and salt, for it to be fried with garlic. Apparently, spiders have much more meat on them of what it looks like, due to a big brown sludge in the center of their bodies, which consist of mainly innards, eggs, and excrement. Yummy! Number 3. Sago grubs. These are larvae of a beetle called Capricorn beetle. The grubs are about an inch and a half long, white and plump, with dark brown heads. Sago grubs have been usually consumed as a protein source. You can also buy sago grubs in markets. They can be eaten raw, steamed, wrapped in sago palm leaves, or roasted. They taste a bit like snail and oysters combined with a bland vegetable taste. They have a bacon flavor and are like most palm grubs, full of fat. They are juicy and burst in your mouth when you bite them. Number 4. Balut eggs. Every culture has one of those odd head-scratcher dishes, but few are as initially off-putting as a balut egg. These fertilized eggs are an everyday street food in the Philippines and in other parts of Southeast Asia, but they are not really seen elsewhere except as something you would eat on a dare. They are, however, considered a delicacy for a good reason, and if you're adventurous enough, a rich broth and a delicately flavored bite of an unborn dog straight from an egg awaits you. A developing dog embryo boiled alive in its own shell. As well as sounding incredibly harsh, it looks incredibly unappetizing. Usually, chefs choose eggs that have not aged for more than 17 days, so the duck fetus will not have developed a beak, bones, or feathers. Still, it's a common street food and it is usually served with beer. Number 5. Casu marzu. This dish is often a happy accident that results when a fly lays its eggs before the cheese skin is fully formed. Casu marzu is also illegal since the 1990s. It's rotten. You can't sell food that's rotten, was the main argument. Also known as a maggot cheese, this traditional Sardinian dish is sheep's milk cheese famous for containing live insect larvae, Apparently, these wiggling little maggots are supposed to enhance the flavor, but they are likely to jump when they panic, so watch your eyes. Some people suffocate them or kill the beasties in the fridge before consuming, but others go for the live version. Nice. Number 6. Shirako. This is perhaps Japan's weirdest dish. While this white paste may look like mayonnaise, and the same name in Japanese means white children, it's actually fish semen. Looking like white blobs of goo or miniature brains, they are said to have a sweet, custardy taste. We eat fish eggs, so why not fish semen? While shirako is a bit more difficult to harvest, it's not really any more disgusting than a number of foods I could name. Shirako's taste and texture are quite pleasant, meaning that many people who would otherwise be grossed out find it somewhat enjoyable. Number 7. Locusts. Insects are eaten as snacks or as part of a healthy meal across the globe. The practice is most common in Asia, but this has not been unheard in the Western world. Insects are a healthy, nutritious, and tasty alternative. Many contain as much or more protein as meat or fish. Locusts are short-horned grasshoppers that happen to be very tasty. They have big hind legs for jumping and the ability to migrate over large distances. They live for 90 days and eat voraciously, the equivalent to their body weight every day. They feed on green leafy plants and always travel during the daytime. Several countries have been suffering from a plague of locusts, so they have been eradicating the pest in a unique way by eating them. Deep fried and chocolate-covered locusts are apparently becoming very popular. A chef who cooks locust in his Jerusalem restaurant says he counts himself lucky to have been able to get wild insects for his eatery. You want them plump and meaty, he says, suggesting different ways of cooking the insects, including rolling them in chickpea batter and frying them in oil until they turn red, like lobster. Number 8. Mole. Mole is a traditional Mexican culinary experience whose origins will likely remain a mystery, given that the first written recipes for mole only came into existence after Mexico's War of Independence in the year 1810. The two Mexican states best known for their respective moles are Oaxaca and Puebla. Fans of this Mexican favorite are addicted to the spicy, often chocolate-flavored sauce, which requires more than 20 ingredients including dried chilies, dried herbs, seeds, nuts, spices, bread, stock, and of course, Mexican chocolate. The end result is a rich dark sauce and traditionally takes several days to prepare. Mole can be eaten not only by itself, but with different types of meat, chicken, eggs, and tortillas. Number 9. Culture meat. In a few years, meat grown in laboratories from animal cells may become part of our regular diet, and it is presented today as a high-tech product that may have the potential to be both ecologically and morally responsible. But it can only become an alternative to traditional meat by conquering the world market. In other words, by being affordably priced for consumers and profitable for producers. And that requires a high-volume, low-cost production techniques. Not cultured meat products are on the market yet, and nor has it been approved in any country, but they are expected to begin trickling into high-end restaurants over the next couple of years. Number 10. Haggis. The national dish of Scotland, a type of pudding composed of the liver, heart, and lungs of a sheep, chopped up with a mix with the fat in the kidneys and genital area of the sheep and oatmeal and seasoned with onion, cayenne pepper, and other spices. This mixture is packed into a sheep's stomach and then boiled. Haggis is savory and nourishing. In Scotland, it formerly was considered a rustic dish and it is served with some ceremony. And Hogmanay, as the Scots call their New Year's salad, share with everyone these bizarre dishes. And if you know or like any other weird food, let us know in the comments below so everyone can try it. I'm Ban Jazz and this is Woah Viral, the place to get amazed. Please like this video and subscribe to get more Woah Viral.